So look, a lot of people were shocked that the Kansas City Chiefs got destroyed 31-9 in Super Bowl 55 by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And look, I felt Kansas City would put up a better fight than what they did, but I picked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win the Super Bowl, so I wasn't shocked that Tampa Bay won the game. And look, there's no way to slice it. I don't care what anyone says. Patrick Mahomes, he underperformed in that game. He choked. That was a big-time choke job. There's no way to slice it. Andy Reid also did not put together a very good game plan in the game. I felt Kansas City should have tried to work the short and intermediate passing game a lot more in the Super Bowl than what they attempted, because they were trying to take those deep shots down the field, and it just wasn't working because Tampa Bay, they took that away. And when you have a banged up offensive line, you should know that that's probably not going to work. Wide receivers were also dropping passes. The defense really struggled to get pressure on Tom Brady. That defense got absolutely punked, and Kansas City got smacked around, okay? No other way to slice it. But despite the Kansas City Chiefs losing Super Bowl 55, I believe the Kansas City Chiefs still have a chance to become the next dynasty. Now, will it happen? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not trying to project what's going to happen. All I'm trying to say is, look, don't try to rule out Kansas City just because they got blown out in the Super Bowl by the greatest quarterback of all time. Keep in mind how rare of an occurrence this was for Kansas City as far as them getting blown out in Super Bowl 55. So Patrick Mahomes has played in 55 career games with the Kansas City Chiefs. He started 55 career games, including the playoffs, in his short career so far with the Kansas City Chiefs. In 54 of those 55 games, the Kansas City Chiefs have scored double-digit points. So only one time in the last 55 games have the Kansas City Chiefs failed to score double-digit points. That happened, obviously, in the Super Bowl where everyone was watching. And keep in mind, Patrick Mahomes has 2 career playoff losses. The only 2 career playoff losses that Patrick Mahomes has is to Tom Brady. So the only time the Kansas City Chiefs in the Patrick Mahomes era up to this point, the only time they've looked mortal and the only time they've really been truly beaten is when they've met Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time. And as good as Tom Brady is right now, no matter how good his diet is, Tom Brady is not going to be playing for the next decade. I say at max, Tom Brady plays 3 more seasons. He'll play at max 3 more years, okay? So look, here's the thing. Patrick Mahomes, despite him choking and not playing his best football in the Super Bowl, we have to recognize that Patrick Mahomes is still arguably to this day the best quarterback in all of football. And as far as I'm concerned, until someone knocks them off in the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs are the team to beat in that conference. Now, when you look at teams like Green Bay, you look at the Rams, you look at maybe Seattle, maybe a healthy San Francisco team if they upgrade a quarterback, the Buccaneers, you look at some of the NFC teams, there are NFC teams out there that can beat the Kansas City Chiefs, but the NFC's on the other side. So those teams won't meet Kansas City unless Kansas City gets to a Super Bowl, okay? And I think Kansas City realistically can get to a couple more Super Bowls within the Patrick Mahomes era, okay? Folks, listen, Patrick Mahomes is a former MVP that won an MVP in his first season as a starter where he threw 50 touchdown passes, okay? Patrick Mahomes the very next year goes on to win a Super Bowl MVP. And this year, he gets to a Super Bowl and obviously gets blown out, but obviously he was still in the Super Bowl. So look, when you look at Kansas City's division and the team they have constructed, Kansas City, there's no reason to think that they can't be the team to beat over the next couple of years, You look at the Chargers. The Chargers, they're a talented team, but are we sure Brandon Staley can coach? Are we sure that organization's dysfunction won't get in the way of Justin Herbert's success? The Raiders, they can't seem to win big games. And the Broncos, they haven't figured out who their quarterback is. And right now, today, I take Kansas City over Buffalo. I take Kansas City over the Ravens. As good as Cleveland is, I do think Cleveland should be the potential dark horse Super Bowl team next year. They might be my gut Super Bowl pick next season. As good as Cleveland is, I think Kansas City's better. Kansas City's better than Indianapolis. They're better than the Titans, and they're better than Pittsburgh right now, okay? Right now, Kansas City is the team to beat still in that conference. And now, guess what Kansas City has? Extra motivation. Kansas City, they finally got punched in the mouth, and they finally looked mortal, and they finally were embarrassed and destroyed and humiliated on the biggest stage where everyone was watching. You mean to tell me Patrick Mahomes isn't super motivated to get back to the big game and prove he's on Tom Brady's level? You mean to tell me Andy Reid isn't going to be super motivated this year? You mean to tell me the Honey Badger, along with Chris Jones and all those players on defense, aren't going to take it upon themselves to really get back to a Super Bowl? You mean to tell me Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce aren't ticked off right now? Listen, folks. Am I saying Kansas City is going to be the next dynasty? I'm not necessarily saying they're going to be the next dynasty, but they still have a chance to become the next dynasty. I will not be surprised within the next 10 years if Kansas City makes it back to 2 or 3 more Super Bowls, and depending on if they win all 3 of those Super Bowls, or maybe 2 of them, or 1 of them, or if they're constantly in the Super Bowl conversation, they have a chance to still be the next dynasty. Let's say Kansas City, within the next 10 years, gets to 3 Super Bowls and wins 2 of them. I consider them a dynasty right then and there because they're pretty much in the picture every single year as far as elite Super Bowl contenders. They've been to the AFC Championship game multiple times the past couple of years, and they've already gotten 1 Super Bowl. So you're talking about potentially having 3 Super Bowl championships within the next 10 to 13 years. I consider that team a dynasty if they're always in the Super Bowl hunt, okay? So that's how I feel about the Kansas City Chiefs. I won't be shocked if they get back to the Super Bowl very, very soon within the next couple of years, and I won't be shocked if they still become the next dynasty. Will it happen? Maybe, maybe not, but I won't put that off the table for Kansas City to still become potentially the next dynasty. Kansas City is not going anywhere. They'll still be in the Super Bowl picture as long as Patrick Mahomes is healthy, and as long as Andy Reid and that coaching staff are intact, no doubt about it. And by the way, even if Andy Reid retires, they still have potentially Eric Bieniemy to overtake him as the next head coach, and I trust the front office to hire a smart, progressive head coach that'll make things work. So, Kansas City, are they the next dynasty? Maybe, maybe not. Only time will tell. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.